Alright, this is gonna be... Wow, it's amazing how... let me just say it's amazing. I put up a video which is kind of a response to Raw Dog and his rantings about Ron Paul being a failure and betraying the movement and everything else. And I do a video where I just point out the one little area where I agree with him, where Ron Paul the man has failed in his bid for the presidency, but the movement lives on. It's all about the movement. The movement survives. And I knew it was coming because I've noticed a trend that anyone, and I mean anyone, who happens to have the fortitude to stand up and speak their mind as a free man and say what they believe, especially if it happens to in any way be taken in a negative light about Ron Paul, they just get crushed. Not crushed. Well, I've seen some crushed, but they get hammered on by the Paulistas. And the Paulistas is a term, it just refers to the people that are the rabid Ron Paul followers. Most of them between the ages of 16 and 25, we'll say. Some older, some younger. But I find that 19 to 20-year-old age group seems to be the most fitting. And I understand, because I was that age and very idealistic at one point too. It just amazes me the way that the same people who profess to be the most ardent supporters, in my opinion, myopic supporters of Ron Paul and his message and his vision for this country, for liberty and freedom, are the very ones who will stomp all over anybody else trying to exercise their freedom of speech. Cory put out a video a little while ago about and you want to be taken seriously was his subject. And he likened it to the fact that there was another video, I forget who put it out, talking about how these hardcore Ron Paul supporters are no different than the members of the Westboro Baptist Church, no different than the Obama supporters, no different than your typical green energy crazies out there. They actually just end up making the whole movement look bad. It's amazing how many people, and I'm going to call them out because why not? They're there, they're in the comments. You had Blade Project 1, Ken Shultz, who was a new account he started today after I blocked his previous account, which was Silba for Liberty, even though he's like, I don't understand what you're talking about. It's the same guy. And comments are too similar, speech patterns and everything, unless they're all just a bunch of dribbling fools. But Keith 805 and Meskenitt, those guys especially were pretty upset that I would dare have a title of my video saying Ron Paul the man has failed, not the movement. They didn't watch the video, they don't understand, they don't even know who I am. They don't know that I've supported Ron Paul financially, through my videos, through going to rallies. They don't know that I've been a member of Campaign for Liberty since it started. They don't know that I'm an oath keeper, I'm a libertarian, I'm a strong supporter of freedom and rights, personal liberties. But they just see a title, they hear what they want to hear, and they go absolutely crazy. And they just start foaming at the mouth. They can't wait to get down their incredible thoughts, well thought out and articulate thoughts in the comment section below. And, there were some others who disagreed with me, but actually we had a conversation. They were able to present their disagreement in a way that, was courteous, polite, yet to the point, and I respect that. And I told them that. I respect when people can come and bring their ideas in a logical manner. They don't have to sit there and throw out a bunch of cuss words, a bunch of run-on sentences that I don't even know what they're talking about half the time. And it's obvious they haven't watched the video because they're making comments about things that's like, that's not what I said. And then they say I don't have facts when, they don't bring any facts to the table. You know, that's not an argument you're going to win. You're not going to win an argument just by disagreeing. You got to break the argument. You know, make a video response. Though most of these guys don't make videos, they just troll the internet looking to put people down that say anything negative about Ron Paul. I think Ron Paul would be very disgusted with the behavior of these individuals in particular, for the way that they go about crushing and stomping on anyone's right to speak and say their opinion. You know, I'm ashamed that I've actually been counted along with you guys as a supporter of Ron Paul. You know, like I said in my video though, I support the movement. I think the man is a great man. But what has he really done in the 30-something years he's been around Washington? Yeah, he wasn't in office for 30-something years. Off and on for 20 years, but since the 70s. You know, there were times when he wasn't in office. He ran for president in '88 as a libertarian. And then he realized he could never win as a libertarian, so he transferred, you know, became a Republican and runs under the Republican ticket. So, but that's enough about Ron Paul, because I never was talking about the man, because the man is no longer running for president. There was a great video that was put out by DayTradeShow where he talks about Ron Paul supporters, open your eyes, ears, and heart. And he spends about a little over 20 minutes laying it out. What Ron Paul has said in his own words in the last couple months. Actually, in the last month, if truth be told. The fact that his own son came out and had a private meeting with Romney this past week. That his own son said that Romney was precisely who we needed in office. Who says that if they're such an ardent supporter of their own father's presidential run? But that's the point, because Ron Paul said in his own words, it's not about, you know, the movement and the run for presidency are not the same issue, completely separate issues. If you don't believe me, watch the video clips, they're there. He says it. You know, this is about a movement. Certain individuals get so hung up on the man that they forget what the movement's all about. If you put all your faith in a man, you're going to be disappointed. Every man is disappointed at some point in their life. Tell me you haven't been. I've been. I'm going to keep fighting, though, for freedom and liberty. Do I think it's going to come with Ron Paul as being president of the United States? Absolutely not. What do you really think he's going to get accomplished? With a Congress and a Senate that's going to be controlled by either the Republicans or the Democrats. There's no difference between the Republicans and the Democrats, Romney or Obama. Do you really believe that? Do you think that if the Republicans keep control of the House, take control of the Senate, and Romney wins the presidency, what do you think is going to happen? Do you think magically that things are going to get better in this country overnight? Do you think we're going to get any of our liberties back? Any of our personal liberties, our God-given rights that were given to us by our Creator, recognized in the Constitution as being inalienable rights that we had from birth? It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're going to be disappointed again. It would be no different if Ron Paul was president. But he says it himself. It's not about him winning the presidency. It's about the movement and continuing the movement. And instead of going around and attacking anybody that's woken up and realizes what's going on, looking around with the numbers, there's no way he's going to win the delegates. He said the delegates, it's not about getting delegates to win the nomination. Ron Paul said in his own words, and you can see the video clips yourself, the whole reason for him getting delegates and going around trying to collect as many delegates as he can is so that he will have a voice at the convention. Not that he will somehow miraculously be elected as the candidate to face Obama. Because he can't do it. The Republican Party rules, and let's face it, this is a Republican Party process going on. Republican Party decides how it's going to work. And you can go on the website and you can see exactly how it works. The only way you have a brokered convention, well, there's a couple ways, but the main way is that no one candidate gets 1,144 votes or delegates before getting to the convention. But guess what? The Texas polls haven't closed yet. They're just about to. But when they do, and Mitt Romney becomes the clear winner of Texas, the home state of Ron Paul, because even his own people that are there in his state won't vote for him. Why? Because they're all stuck in the sand. All their heads are stuck in the sand. There's too many people in this country that haven't woken up. They don't understand. They think that they're free. They think that they have liberties. That's the battle that we need to fight. Focus on the people who haven't woken up. I mean, I've heard people claim that there's millions and millions of people who support Ron Paul. Show me the numbers. Because I've seen the total popular vote so far in this election process. It's 1.6 million. That's not millions. Campaign for Liberty, by their own website, has about 450 million members, of which I am one. But I'm not dumb enough to think that we're ready to take control and take power through the process. I don't think we'll ever be able to take power and control through the process because we're at the tipping point. And I don't see that changing. I don't see it reversing. We're going to go past the tipping point. You're going to have a majority of people in this country relying on a check from government to live day to day, and you'll never hear the people cry out for freedom again. So I don't know where it's going to come from. But running around with your blinders on, or your Ron Paul glasses, looking through them and just saying the only way we can achieve freedom and liberty again in this country is to vote Ron Paul. Ron Paul would be ashamed of you. Because it's not about Ron Paul the man, it's about the movement. The movement that he started.